Welcome to the Fast Casual QSR Web and Pizza Marketplace podcast.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Shara Kanzler, editor of Fast Casual, sister site to QSR Web, and I'm happy to introduce you to my guests, Mo Char of GiveX and Julio Ramirez, the CEO of BurgerFi. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello. Great to see you again, and thanks for the invite. It's Julio.
Hello there, and thanks for the invite, and thanks for having us.
Of course. Well, there's a great reason to have you both on. As many of our listeners remember, BurgerFi won the top spot on the 2021 Fast Casual Top 100 Movers and Shakers, and GiveX was our sponsor this year. So congrats to you both. Julio, were you surprised that you were the top brand of the year?
Not only were we surprised, we were elated. You know, I believe you know that we had won 7 years in a row in the top 100, but we had never been number one. And so 8 months after having arrived as the CEO of BurgerFi, to have our team be named number one it just blew everybody away here. We're so excited about it, and I have to say that being number one starts really with our amazing team members and general managers and assistant managers and all the folks that have worked so hard on the brand that well over a year now dealing with the pandemic, as I call it, the great infection, overcoming challenges, as you know, in hiring, retaining people, food outages because of supply chain challenges that continue to happen. In fact, maybe even tougher now than a while ago. For those that are building restaurants, equipment delays and all the things that have happened. I think the fact that our team went through that in a year like 2021 and we're able to get through it and get the number one spot. I mean, we were so elated the day it was announced. We were all together here in the office, and it's very exciting for our brand as we continue to redefine the way the world eats burgers, and more importantly, enriching lives with the best burger experience. So that we're very appreciative. We want to certainly thank GiveX for sponsoring it, and we hope to repeat. We want to do a repeat, just like the Chicago Bulls did with Michael Jordan.
I love it. I love it. Well, it's well-deserved. As most people know, the Top 100 recognizes brands who are innovators when it comes to a variety of things, whether it's menu innovation and tech innovation. And so, Julio, can you give us a little bit of a background on what you guys have been doing in the tech world these days?
Absolutely. I think, you're well aware that our chain only 10 years old, but we've always been very innovative, and I think that's something that we have embraced as a team and just accelerated. We were among the first to get into developing a relationship with ghost kitchens. We actually have a relationship with two of them, and it started even before I got here. I think it's expanded and exploded after I got here. One with Reef Kitchens out of Miami, Florida, which is I call them a technology company that has gotten into food. They started with better utilization of parking lots by having vessels that can deliver food in the evening and an expensive real estate that you can't afford to build brick and mortar. So we're close to almost 30 locations with them and probably over 10 different cities. In addition, with Epic Kitchen, and the most latest innovation opened this past week. Epic Kitchen opened a location. They're a ghost kitchen company based in Atlanta, but they opened their first, it's kind of a combination digital a brick and mortar ghost kitchen because it's on a corner street near Wrigley Field in Chicago, and it features 4 brands. Us on the top left, where I like to say we're at the top of the totem pole, but so guests can actually come into the restaurant and order, but it is going to be a ghost kitchen primarily, and the function will be to deliver obviously our great tasting burgers and sides, et cetera, as well as other brands. And we look to do more with them, but it's a new type of kitchen, different than Reef, and frankly, we just opened our first Reef Kitchen in Dubai, so we're even doing some international work with them. Had a meeting just today talking about potential expansion on an international front. Other technology, we're even trying, given some of the labor challenges we have, we're even trying a robot. We're testing a robot in a specific location with a company that specializes in that. A company called Grubber is showing us some new types of kiosks that are leading edge, QR codes, and we're working very hard on things that perhaps prior to COVID, maybe we were working at a slower pace, but now it's accelerated. So, for example, our first drive. We've opened 2 franchise drive-through locations. We're opening our first company location in Tennessee early next year. And we're not a huge, we don't have a huge R&D budget, perhaps like some of the larger players out there, but we like to learn. We monitor our competition very intensely. We learned that from Sam Walton at Walmart. And so we're looking at everything from, doing curbside pickup, doing a better job with our own website and having directing people through our website to order. I believe from the pandemic to now, we've gone from 28% usage of digital, online stuff. We've gone up to 40%. And as I like to say, just like 9/11 changed the way airline travel occurred, I think the great pandemic here is going to impact forever the way that many guests eat at restaurants. And I think the percentage of online usage is going to stay with us. Maybe not to the highest level that it was during COVID, but I think it's going to be at a higher level. And we've got to learn to meet our guests where they want to be met, right? So we're working on many different fronts on technology, and we've got to figure out the challenges of a very expensive labor force. The cost of, Florida is a state that's going to get up to $15 an hour over the next few years. We operate in New York, that's already there. So clearly, I think people are getting serious about technology at the restaurant level finally, and I think it took this to really take it over the top. So we're doing our best to thrive in that environment and not just be the last person to get into it.
Amazing. So speaking of tech challenges, Mo, I know that's near and dear to your heart. Can you give some of our listeners a background on what Givex is? Because I'm not sure everybody knows who you guys are exactly.
Sure, not a problem. Givex provides a unified platform with omni-channel point-of-sale, gift card, loyalty, commerce, and branded currency ticketing solutions. We help and provide our sales for our clients and help them better understand, reward, and entice their customers, and ultimately make better informed business decisions for them.
Great. So what types of requests have you been getting lately from your customers?
A lot of the innovation that we're seeing from our customers is around consumer engagement and how consumers/guests interact with each brand. This is met through a lot of our products to work together to provide the unified commerce experience that our merchants are looking to provide for their guests.
All right, Julio, let's go back to some of your customer engagement regarding loyalty apps, for example. Can you talk us through that? I mean, how many followers do you have? How long have you had it? How important is that to your marketing?
Yeah, we haven't telegraphed to the free world, as I like to say, the number of folks that we have on our app. I will tell you it's hundreds of thousands, but
okay.
Definitely growing. It's definitely an area that we want that special relationship with our heavy users, and so we do a couple things that I think are interesting. Number one, we kind of treat our app users as VIPs, so we communicate with them when we have new products. I think you know that our burger is A-rated, right? It's grass-fed, vacuum-packed Angus, no antibiotics ever, with no chemicals, steroids, growth hormones, et cetera, which is very relevant to today's consumers. And our fresh cut sides, like our fries and the onion rings, which we make in restaurant, the Spanish colossal onions, which are incredible, the best in the industry, as I like to say. And so we also do a lot of limited time products. So for example, one of the products that we ended up keeping on the menu was called the Swag Burger, which stands for the spicy Wagyu Angus burger. It had 5 levels of spice, and the cheese and the sauce and the burger. And so anyway, with those 5 components, it became a real big hit. It became a pretty significant part of our product sales. So we decided to keep it on the menu. And so we're doing fewer. We still do a few. We don't do as many as we used to do, because I think it's important that we keep stuff on the menu long enough for people to know it. But we do have a variety of limited time offers that we believe the product drives. We don't need to get the discounting, things like that. We believe that the product itself is the promotion. And there's some exciting stuff coming up that I can't talk about yet for the fall. I'll just tell you the theme is bacon, so we'll stay tuned.
Bacon is always a great theme.
You can't go wrong. And wait till I will give you one of the items is our vanilla shake with maple honey and bacon bits. That's all I can say. It's an amazing. holiday shake. We can't wait to roll it out. And there's a whole variety, there's a whole bacon theme to it. So stay tuned.
That does sound amazing.
What we do is we try to get our loyalty, our VIP guests, we try to give them a peek under the tent in advance of all of our guests. So we'll invite them in to try the product before we roll it out to everybody else. We have a reward program, which we're constantly taking a look at right now. I believe you can use, for every $100 you spend, there's $10 that you can apply to that. That's on us. So we're continue to look for ways to continue to drive that special relationship with our guests. And I think the other component of that is we're also making our website. We want our website also to be very special and have consumers engage us through that, and try to not only be available through Uber Eats and all that, but also through our website and DoorDash. Make sure folks can get our food no matter what approach wherever they need to find us. And so, again, it's definitely something that you have to do to compete in today's world, and I think we do a great job of it, and we'll continue to focus on it.
Sure. Well, how are you measuring that? I mean, with all your LTOs, and I'm assuming you're trying to measure some of that data from your customers. I know that can be complicated. So, do you have apps for that, or how does that work?
We do. We've got our Chief Technology Officer. Speaking of technology, our Chief Technology Officer, Carl Goodhue, that joined us after many years in the retail space with Macy's. I call him like Q in the 007 movie, right? The weapons guy in the 007 movie. He's excellent. Just an excellent person. He's based in Atlanta, but it feels like with technology, I feel like he's in all my meetings. He's always available, always supportive. And so, yeah, we definitely track not only our sales, but what other things are bought with the products that we're pushing. I think that's an important data to have. We're always constantly looking at product mix. We believe that new products need to, you want to have them at higher than 3 or 4% of your product mix, and the really good ones can get even north of that. So, such as our world-class BurgerFi product, which we produce in our commissary here in Palm Beach. We actually make that product, 15 ingredients. Farmers bring the vegetables here to our plant. We make it here, and it's a great product. When I was in a previous company, the veggie burger wasn't a big seller, but here it's a significant item. And I think one of the beautiful things about our brand is not only do we have the no antibiotics ever burger that everybody knows and love, our BurgerFi burger, but we were the first to have a plant-based burger with a Beyond Burger, which is relevant to many people nowadays. And then lastly, the BurgerFi. So, I mean, we really have and then there's variations on a theme of all those. So I think that we do a great job of trying to kill the veto vote. If you got 3 or 4 people going to lunch, we want to meet everybody's taste needs. And I think by having the variety that we do, including as well chicken and hot dogs and great chicken tenders, I mean, I think we provide that in our format.
Great. So, Mo, I know that tracking customer data is kind of in your wheelhouse. So what kind of advice do you give to restaurateurs who are wanting to get to know their customers a little bit better?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the data that you're tracking and where you're hosting it and how you're able to analyze it. And if you're able to get all the data into one place, you'll be able to ask that data a lot more questions to get down to the bottom of what your clients' needs are and consumer needs are, for sure. I think the biggest issue facing a lot of restaurants is they're using a lot of different companies to achieve their goals, and their data is segregated, and getting it all into one spot the way GiveX has on our platform, you're able to definitely look at that consumer and see what they're looking for and engage with them in a fashion that is presentable directly to them and feels more like a conversation versus just a marketing blip.
So one last question before I let you guys go. Julio, we just reported that you have purchased Anthony's Coal-Fired Pizza. Can you share with our listeners a little bit about that brand and what went behind that decision? Because that's big news. Absolutely.
Very exciting. Deal should technically close in a couple of weeks. We've certainly announced it. I've been interacting with them. Anthony's Coal-Fired Pizza and Wings is kind of their new evolved name. It's a great brand. I think, first of all, like us, it's a premium brand. I think what we are to what was quick service burgers, I think they are to pizza. I think they have a great pizza. The star of that is their coal-fired oven, which is on 24 hours a day, which I did not know before we bought it. They have first of all, they have no franchisees. So I think there's opportunities there. They have 61 very, very successful company-owned restaurants. So it adds, what I like about the combination of the two is both are Florida-based companies. Both are premium brands in their category. I think they too line up on the Eastern Seaboard. As you know from previous conversations, we're growing up the Eastern Seaboard with both company and franchise restaurants, doing, clusters of company stores at places like Jacksonville, Tennessee, Atlanta, Virginia, meeting up with our franchisees that we already have in places like Virginia, Maryland, and New York. And Anthony's operates in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. So it's a nice Eastern Seaboard concept. Great team of people. Ian Baines, who technically will run the holding company for everything. He's already been in meetings with him. I think we complement each other. They're great at execution because of their format being company stores. They've been been operating for a similar amount of years, but they've been very successful with their company stores. And I think they see us as somebody that operates in 18 states as a growth vehicle with franchising. And I think eventually that's something that might be interesting for them as well. So I think it's a match made in heaven. It certainly makes us a bigger company, and that's always good. It's a public company. And so we're very excited about what we can do together as similar brands and a lot of stuff.
Well, congratulations. We are definitely looking forward to covering your successes with that brand. So thank you for that. So gentlemen, I want to sign off and just tell you both, Mo and Julio, thanks for joining us today. Also, I would love to thank our listeners for joining in. And I'd like to remind you all that you can still view the 2021 Fast Casual Top 100 report on fastcasual.com. And also, we will start taking nominations for 2022 in December. So you'll have to watch for that story, and we'll have to see if BurgerFi can make the list again. Thank you, gentlemen.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.